First, I would just like to say thank you to my family for their support through all these 4 years, and especially to the faculty and the School of Nursing for being so supportive and great. Let's start off. When I was a senior in high school, the Lord led me to Belmont University. I fell in love with this place the moment I saw it. I knew this is where I had to be. Being as stubborn as I was determined to make it happen. Once I was accepted, whether or not I would truly be able to go here depended on whether I would be able to afford tuition. I'm Hispanic and grew up in a single-parent household surrounded by my culture. My mother had to support me and my other siblings. It was hard enough to make ends meet, and at a young age, I had always worked and tried to help my mother with whatever cost I could. I know there was no way she could help me. We tried to do everything we could. I worked more hours and saved every penny and applied for every scholarship I qualified for. In the end, I was able to make it to Belmont. I first knew I was meant to be here during my first semester. It was difficult working and going to school. It came to the point where I didn't have enough money to support myself and pay tuition. One day out of nowhere, I saw that the hold on my account was gone and wasn't sure as to why I had been released. Naturally, I called Belmont Central and learned that they had decided to give me some extra money from scholarships that I had qualified for, so I no longer owed them any money. I cried and thanked God so much for his generosity and for helping me stay in school. This was when I realized it was part of his plan for me to be here. It was during these times that I would recall what Jesus once said to us. Don't worry about living, wondering what you are going to eat or drink, or what you are going to wear. Look at the birds in the sky. They never sow nor reap nor store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Aren't you much more valuable to him than they are? Your heavenly Father knows you need all of these things. Set your heart on the kingdom and his goodness, and all these things will come to you as a matter of course. This passage resonates within me whenever I face hardship. It reminds me that the Lord looks over me every day. I am the first in my family to graduate, and I know that I made it to this day because of their support in our faith. With every obstacle we encountered, we left it in his hands because we knew that Christ would find a way. He never failed us. During my junior year, I attained a job at Siloam Family Health Center, a faith-based clinic for the poor and underserved. Siloam Family Health Center is a clinic close to Belmont that provides affordable care for the poor and underserved. It provides affordable care for the uninsured in Middle Tennessee, and they address the patient as a whole, including their spiritual needs. Siloam's mission states to share the love of Christ by serving those in need through healthcare. It serves the people who may have been forgotten by the healthcare system, those who cannot afford care, those who face cultural or language barriers. No one is turned away regardless of their differences. Siloam has incorporated culturally sensitive care into their clinic, with patients coming from over 100 countries and speaking 70 different languages. Being at Siloam Family Health Center was one of the best experiences I have ever had. I learned so much about God and so much about myself. I was supposed to be a Spanish interpreter, but once they realized I was a nursing student, they utilized my skills and I became a part of the nursing staff. Being fluent in Spanish, I worked mostly with the Hispanic population. Most of them did not speak English and lacked education regarding basic healthcare needs. I taught so many patients about diabetes, nutrition, blood pressure management, and much more. Being at this clinic showed me what I wanted to do with my life. It showed me what God wanted me to do with my life and why he had brought me here. I was meant to help those who needed it most, and I saw God within every patient that I encountered. Thanks to Belmont, I know my calling. My calling is to help those in need just as he helped me. My plan is to continue on to go to graduate school and obtain my master's in community health. My dream is to open a clinic just like Siloam and to provide affordable, compassionate care to my community. His plan has now become my plan, and I hope to continue to make a difference, even if it is just to one patient.